フルカウンター
2022 for Grand Cross is completely wrapped up now. We have all the characters released this year. There's still one more, and that's obviously Purgatory Medios. He's coming on the 29th in like a few days time basically. However, that is for JP, and as you lot know, I am a global main, so that does mean to me he's not coming out until 2023. Plus, it's only fitting because we don't know what he does do. I can't really rank him. If I was to rank him, I'll probably put him in mid because that outfit looks terrible. You know, we don't know what he's going to do, how he looks, what his skills are, so there's no point ranking him. But because of that, we can rank, obviously, Trek Medios because he did come out this year. At least for us global players, he came out, I think, the 2nd of January. So we're going to go in order of release of how he came out, and we're going to rank them based off the impact and how cool they were, and, like, were they unique in a way? Because we're not going to rank them how good they were in PvP, because a lot of characters right now that are specifically made for PvE content, and at that point, we can't really fairly rate them. But I thought it would be a good video to go back and look at the year, like almost like a rewind. I'll still be doing a rewind later this year, or I guess next year, because come down the first, but that's more of a showcase of the characters, what happened throughout the year, and the YouTubers as well. So let's just dive into the first one, starting up with Traitormelly, going into peak. Traitormelly, I believe, may be the best character to ever come out in Grand Cross. The best thing about Traitormelly, he was one of the fairest festivals. Now granted, he's kind of hard to get because he obviously returns every 6 months, but if you do get a dupe for him, it is equal to the last dupe. As you can see right now, the multiplier does go up 5% each time. Obviously Cleave right now does jump up a little bit. It goes from 10, 15 and 15 again, but each dupe you get, you feel the boost, right? Whether you go towards someone like Diane, for example, you don't feel the boost until you get the character 4-6. Next with Sario, and Sario, I'm going to put in... I'm going to put in hype. I think he was a good design character. Sario introduced a new actual quill effect, which is kind of cool. You love getting new characters that aren't festivals to get new effects, so you love to see it. Also was a part 1 banner, or like a, you know, actual SR ticket banner, so you went to filler rate. He had a decent grace, nothing game breaking like Tamiel, but overall he's a pretty cool character. Good AoE skill as well, AoE cleave, I think the first of his kind, I think. At least on his skill effect. And in the bubble, the fact they gave the bubble as an actual move, which is one of his most iconic moves from the actual series, was, yeah, really good. Also, tier 2, taunt for 2 turns. Like, this was a really good character, and especially for like a filler rate character, the treatment he got is something you expect for festivals, so I like the fact they did this for him. Alright, so Skadi, put in the Y section. I know she's usable right now in some content, but I don't like the fact that they kind of introduced in the story mode just to sell her as a character. She showed up, killed some minions, and then just left the series and never seen her again. She had no impact on the story, no impact really on the game as well. She would never meta. She was a cool character, and she's kind of designed to stop the Kyo meta, but it didn't really do that too much. No one summoned for her. People stopped using Kyo afterwards, and people even then just still use Kyo and don't really use Skadi. So overall, not the best character. Design was weird. I don't like how she looks either. Elate or Elect, I'm gonna put in Y once again. But why? Because the character was kind of made to obviously be used for guild bosses or knighthood bosses, but she's not used that much. I mean, I think I've seen some combos now with Grimmore, but Grimmore got nerfed, so I don't think she's going to be used as much now. You rather use the full goddess team. I don't know. For a guild boss character that was kind of made for guild boss, you think she'd be one of the best in the guild boss, but she's not. Manascula, we're gonna put in good. I think we're gonna put in good. I haven't actually pulled it yet, so that's kind of unfortunate. But I do like the fact that he's given us another commandment character from the actual colors, because at the moment right now, I believe it's only Derriere and also Manascula that got their 3rd color. So I'd love to see him once again go back towards the actual old characters, the old commandments like Draw, Gluxinia. Granted, I do think we need new Gluxinias and new draws because they have more power-ups. Nothing too crazy. She wasn't too game-breaking. You saw for maybe a week as well. She's kind of only used, I think, in Guild Wars, but it was a good design character. She kind of based on lifesteal. You kind of like that about character when you go a bit more unique. Alright, so Diane. Honestly, that's a massive Diane simp, boys. I want to put her in peak, but I can't. I think I'm going to put in hype. The reason why, we're going to put above Sario, and the reason why is because of the ultimate. I love what he did with her, with the fact that she's a good damage dealer, but also a tank as well. Her outfits are the best in the game, but the problem is her ultimate was a stinker. I mean, you've seen how fair Traitormelly's dupe level was, where if you got one dupe, you felt the impact with each dupe. Where if you look around now, look at the heal multiplier. Until you get the character basically 5-6, the heal is basically useless. From look, we'll get 3% to 5% to 8%. I mean, the first 3 dupe levels are basically useless, and that kind of killed the character for me. But another thing too is the fact that the character's qual effect, like secret technique, scaled up the more dupes you got. So at 1-6, your qual did what, 5%? Where if you look at Saria, who had qual on ultimate as well, it's 50 at 1-6. So you had to get this character 6-6, otherwise you just weren't doing damage. A lot of us complained about getting 6-6 character effects like Rupture and what Margaret got, but making the character ultimate do basically 10% of what the power should be was a massive L, and I hated it. You know what, I've gone behind Sario. Elaine, we're gonna put in hype. Honestly, it was a cool character. So for a random character to come out throughout the year, they kind of made her very unique, which is kind of strange because once again, you expect this from an actual festival character. Now granted, she wasn't festival worthy or festival level, but they gave her like a nice unique skill that I don't think any character has in the game. Also, the actual buff skill as well. H-related stats, it was nice to see. You get also like a little mini Tamiya Grace too. Granted, the buff's not too crazy, you kind of want to get to a tier 3, but once again, they gave it a cool effect towards the character. But the best thing about her, and we didn't really get that too much this year, is she came out with an actual new debuff skill. Now granted, it's nothing too crazy. It's like 30% damage reduction or damage increase for fairies. You also apply shock if you attack with a fairy. But it's cool to see the fact they gave some nice treatment towards a not popular character. Skills are nice too, but yeah, the Flower of Petal Sacred Tree is a cool design thing. It didn't really work out too well, but you do like to see some other characters get some nice treatment, although it wasn't that nice, but you get my point. Ragnarok Barn, hype, but good. Yeah, you know, hype. The reason why hype is because they did buff him. If they didn't buff him, it wouldn't be hype. But just a simple character, because your attack rate stats, I think, lowest yours as well, or the enemy Sues. Just a decent sub-slot character, you can't complain. With a step up as well, and he got a nice little buff. You can't complain. Jormungandr, nothing too much to say about her. She was made for, obviously, the Monty P battle. She looks cool. She has cool animations. Her relic was good. She got good skins too. You know, good character. Tamiya, we're putting the top of Y. He's a good character. Oh, no, I wouldn't say good. He's alright in PvP, but you don't really use him for that. The relic was absolutely game-changing. I even hate it to this day. It's one of the worst things they've done to this game. Just to make it such a powerful grace. The heal enough was, like, already enough, but the fact he disabled skills as well, nah, it's too much. Top of the Y tier list. He was such a... I hate him. Shuna, yeah, why? Once again, why? We got her over Veldora or Shion. They've absolutely scuffed it. Her design as well was terrible. Decent heals. Stun again, which is annoying. She has like 20% damage reduction for unknowns, which is not a great passive. She has Gopher's ultimate, which drains, but you can't combine it, so it's only 3 orbs rather than 5. Yeah, just not a great character, especially considering what we could have gotten. However, this outfit is peak. I do love it. Rimuru, once again, going in the peak tier. Not only is his design perfect in Grand Cross with Mega Devil being Abyss, he also came out and was very, very good at 1/6. Obviously, you want to get the character duped out, especially at the later date, because now he's kind of fallen off a bit and you kind of need him 6/6. But in PvE content, anything you want to use him in, the buff removal was perfect as well. This was a collab character that was usable at 1/6, which you can't say for a lot of characters. Most of his power came from that single target pierce buff turn 1, basically. Very, very good. Literally one of the best characters came out this year. Mono, okay, I'm going to put her in the actual good tier. I'm tempted to put in hype because she actually was kind of a cool character. She has obviously Lost Fane's ultimate, a good passive. I think it's like a Death Pit passive if there's no debuffs on the character. It doesn't really work too well with all the actual OCs, or you want to use an OC team, and there's not really good OC characters either. But I feel like she was a good character, and she looks good as well. Like her ultimate animation is like so sick as well. Kind of long, but it was kind of cool to see her in game. Okay, so Hawk... Yeah, we're putting mid here. Okay, so I liked his passive when it is 15% boosted. At the moment, it is only 5% also increase when you have 5 orbs. You know what? I like the passive, but everything else is bad, so we're going to put it at the bottom of Y. Elizabeth, okay, a little bit of a debatable right now because she is a bit of a weird when she came out, but I do think she's quite hype. I love the outfit they gave her, but also the big thing, and you kind of see that in my rewind when I upload it, but everyone thought she might have been, you know, a support character, and we got massive PTSD, but the fact she came out and she was actually, you know, decent, kind of balanced even, very, very good to build up as well, but also a DPS character. Her ultimate is a bit off a yikes because you want to get 6/6, but it also applied Resurrection, which is the revive, and everyone was scared she was going to come out of revive, and she did come out of revive, but it wasn't too broken, and more of a balanced way of doing it. She's also very good for PvE content, guild bosses, you can just use her, throw in the team. I really like the character. Okay, so Brunhild, we're going to put in peak, and the reason why is her impact on the game. She came out and made weak point AoE good. She came out, I think they buffed the skill because of her. She also looked kind of nice, her animation is really cool. Was and is still one of the best PvE farmers. And I guess it's not really fairly rated here, but her passive is with Ragnarok characters. And I can see it coming back in the future when we get Freya, when we get, you know, Thor, when we start getting all the new hype characters from Ragnarok. She's always going to be there to kind of buff them up a little bit. So I'm kind of looking forward to us getting more Ragnarok characters in the game, because she might be kind of insane. I mean, she kind of already was. She kind of fell off a little bit now, but she's still a good character. And was very, very fun to play if you haven't used her. Freya, I'm tempted to put in Y, because she came out and wasn't the Skull-hearted character we needed. She still kind of made for it, but not the one we needed, like how it was Miguelda and Jormungandr, and we got him instead of her sister, so that was kind of a massive curveball. Why did we get him? But I'm going to put him in mid. I think, you know, we'll put him good. He has death damage as well. He's good for any PvE content. Why not, right? Diane will put in mid. Yeah, Tony will agree with me in this one. When we heard we were getting a summer Diane, expectations were up here, but then she came out and she was made for the original demon, although she is good for the original demon, but even still, she's got an AoE attack, which should have single target. She's good, don't get me wrong, for death matches, but what she could have been was almost peak level content. Esterosa, why not hype? I think, is he peak? Yeah, you know what, we have to. He brought back demons. That's a big thing, right? Demons are terrible, and now whenever a new demon comes out, we're always looking towards Esterosa. He's a cool character. I like his gimmick. He gave him a new debuffs. Massive buffs for demon team. New stuff as well. Cool animations. Nothing too broken. And the fact he's made such bad characters like Chandler usable. It was fun to use him with any demon in the game. It has to be peak. We're going to put him actually above Rimuru, I think. Nah, below. Zeldris. Why? This character hurts my head. Alright, there's so much I can say about this character, but the reason why I think they shafted him so much here is because they didn't design him based off what he did in the anime. There's no full react, there's no Omnibus Cell, which is stance, there's no stance effect. I mean, granted, they did make it ultimate, which is cool, but like these moves he never does, and because of that, and because of the outfit he got, they made him a seasonal character. What's seasonal about him? And because of that, they made the character so rare, especially after 2 weeks after Esterosa. We just spent 1.5k gems to get both of them. If you're free to play, you probably missed him, and you missed one of the best demon supports. Thankfully, he is returning this New Year's with obviously Purgatory Medias, and he's on the banner as well. Not only was it a season, he wasn't a festival, and you think this is peak Zeldris, so they absolutely shafted him. The next best Zeldris we're going to get is probably the Green Eye one. He'll be a festival character, hopefully. Alright, so Fawn we're going to put in the mid tier. She's definitely good for the Monarchy battle, but not the one we needed. She does increase attack stats quite a lot, but we want an all-stat buffer like Magelda, like obviously Jormungandr. She wasn't really the equivalent, once again, to Jormungandr or Magelda, and yeah, just nothing too crazy to what she should have been and how easier she should have made the boss. She did not do. Okay, so Reinhardt, we're going to run both together, actually, I think. So I'm going to put... Do I do this? I think I'll put them both. Okay, so let me explain. So both of them are arguably festival-worthy characters. Now, granted, he's definitely cringy. I hate how he works in the game and how he made Barnes support. But with the buffed up ReZero characters or the relics, with Echidna as well being a super good free-to-play character in some way, because her ultimate doesn't scale up. The more dupes you get, you can use that 1/6. She's good as well. Infect too. I mean, overall, the banner was a godly banner, man. Even if you're free-to-play, it was definitely worth summoning for. Plus, both of them being rated up at 0.5. I believe the second banner during this year, we had 2 characters rather than 1. It was a good banner to summon for. You could easily get them 6/6. I got both of them 6/6 in 1.8k gems. I mean, that's so little to get 2 good characters 6/6. And they're both very, very good as well for the respective team. Bringing back the human team, bringing back the unknown team. It was like one of the best banners. And they were such cool characters too. I mean, you can't ignore that. Chandler, why? We got leaks about how he was going to play in game, and he completely busted him and completely. They kind of gave half his kit towards Zeldris because he was supposed to have Infect and also weak point single target. And yeah, just why? He looks cool, but the one thing that killed it towards me was this buff removal. I mean, Esterosa already has buff removal, the commandment. If they gave this single target Pierce, this would have been a good character. I would have loved him. His ultimate was a stinker. This is the old counter melee ultimate, which you want to get 6/6, but once again, canceling busting stances, why you don't need to do that with the Esterosa team. Probably the worst single target ultimate in the game is just they completely butchered the character. The pass is good and the kind of only thing good for, but what it could have been was a lot higher, and they shafted him. And this is from an actual Chandler simp, so I'll put him. Yeah, we'll put him in here, I think. Merlin, I'd say he's hype. Once again, one of my favorite characters and most anticipated characters come out this year, and they kind of did okay. I like the fact they give it elements and so many good debuffs and the kind of cool mechanics, but how it played out in game wasn't that great until we got the Shield collaboration. That's when she came hype and peak, but now she kind of fell off a little bit. I don't know, it was a cool character, nothing too broken. If they made her the best character in the game, then yeah, sure, peak, right? But you want to get the character duped out. She doesn't really scale up great either. You want to get a 6/6, and because of that, she's not really that great. Easton, we're going to put in good. Mid, actually, I think. I don't know, I liked how she looks in game. It's kind of the only good thing about her. She didn't really play out too great either. She's a really bad time in this world right after, obviously, Merlin. Right before Shield Hero as well. No really summon for her. Alright, the Shield Hero collaboration. The first collab, a new collab to come out this year. We've got 4 new characters. That definitely hurt Netmarble because they struggled to release 2 characters per banner. So to get 4 characters must have hurt them a lot. But Nafumi, we're going to put him peak. He was such a good character, still kind of is as well. And the more blue and stance characters we get in the game, we're always going to come back to it. I mean, he is the reason why, obviously, Green was a bit fun to use as well. And his animation looks sick as well. Good. I mean, he's got Revive, but the Revive is balanced. Like, how is that possible? Super fun to use, and you don't feel cheap using him, and you don't feel bad about using him either. They're kind of the first defensive character. Raptalia, good. I think she's not crazy. I mean, she does good because obviously Nafumi, I like how they designed her. They have to use Nafumi together with her, but she's not, her stats weren't great, so her crit card don't actually crit. I feel like they could have made her a bit more unique because she has the exact same skills, but defensive base to Reinhardt, but doesn't do what Reinhardt does. Yeah, I feel like she could have been hype, and maybe if they made her too good, she might have been able to be broken. But I do like her, but I feel like she should have been a bit better. Kizuna, good. Why not? Free-to-play character, good for any PvE content, good for Labyrinth. You can't really go wrong with her. Philo, I'm tempted to put in peak, you know. Because she's just a better... Yeah, you know what we are. Philo is peak because she's a better version of, obviously, Brunhild. She always has a stun. And when you see a stun character or a collab character have a stun, you think, oh, what were you doing? But it's a good DPS card. She's crazy damage. She transforms mid-animation. It's a weird thing, but I like what they did with her. But they made her feet her weapon, which is not... It's weird, but it's cool. I like the fact they changed something up with her. She's kind of the first character to do that. Plus, she made the unknown team meta. And obviously, she brought Merlin back to life. So I think for what she did and what she was, still hype character. One of my favorites. I've actually never showcased her, which is kind of crazy. But I've maxed her out. She's so fun to use. Cusack, it's... what did I do put for him? He's once again the same level as Chandler in a way, but better because he actually wasn't bad. He got the single target pierce card, which is kind of weird because he wants to use a Chandler, but you don't really want to use both together. But I like the fact he got that. He also got a new debuff skill. I don't think it's new, but I think it's the AoE card of a character you had already in game. Obviously, he got single target weak point, which is what Chandler should have gotten. And the passive is pretty good, but nothing too crazy. I mean, overall, you know what? We're going to put him good. This is what I kind of wish Chandler had in a way, but, you know, Cusack, I don't like him too much. His outfits are really good though. Actually, to be fair, I have to back that. Alright, Escanor, this is going to be a little bit of a debatable one, but I'm going to put him in the Y tier list. Honestly, this is going to be debatable, but I have my reasons. One, why did we get this Escanor? It should have been Purple Jacket Escanor, the one that fought Zeldris. You know, the normal Escanor we love to see, because I actually do like how normal Escanor does look. I mean, he looks cool, don't give me wrong, Ultimate the 1 and the 1, but I do prefer normal Escanor, he looks sick. But the thing that killed me and why I don't use him, why I only made one video on him, is because of his ultimate. His ultimate is the cringiest thing and the worst thing Netma was ever done to this game, and they start continuing this trend of giving, you know, passives towards ultimates, if that makes sense. That's going to kill the game completely. This is a bad thing for the game, and it completely ruined the character for me. I have the character 1/6, and I don't feel like I can use him, because I get one Final Flame. Now, granted, if the character was 6/6, and he had that power level when he was 1/6, he'll be too broken, but they shouldn't have given that power to him. But I think the Y section makes sense, because why did they give Ultimate Escanor? Why did he not give us Purple Jacket Escanor? Why did we get a passive with his actual ultimate effect? Yeah, no, I don't like it. Greenmore would have been peak, maybe would have been here, but he got nerfed, so he's going at the top of Y section. Why did he do this to him? It makes no sense why he nerfed him. He wasn't that broken. He was usable in a lot of content, but a good 3-day character. He was fun, and that was the most important part, but he absolutely butchered him. Valenti, and I guess even the new Christmas ladies, we're going to put mid. They look cool, and I guess I like the fact they gave the new characters, the new colors, but yeah, why? Not why, but the mid. Nothing too crazy, man. They're not why because they kind of work together, and they kind of they had the use in some way, right? And they're probably only going to be using like Guild Wars or something, but they're just mid. But yeah, boys, that is my tier list and ranking all the characters that came out this year. Once again, I'm not really ranking if you skip to the end. I'm not really ranking up the power level, just more or less my opinions of the character, how cool they were, how unique they were. And I know someone sees this list right now, they see Escanor above or below the Elizabeth or the actual Elaine, but I do like that she got new stuff, which is kind of cool to see for a new character, which I do realize is a bit stupid because she should have gotten terrible treatment, but she got good treatment, so she gets higher ranking than Escanor, who should get good treatment and got good treatment, so Escanor's lower. See, it doesn't really make sense, but that's my tier list. So yeah, boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace. I've just realized while editing that I didn't actually include Champion Meliodas, and that kind of goes to show how forgettable he is. But yeah, the bottom of Y, one of the worst character come out this year. The only use he probably had was the fact he could give 3 basic stat buffs that could have been 3 buffs towards amplified characters, which at the time the best amplified character was Trent Melly, but it was great buffs. Yeah, Y.